Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Legend, where it is Auriga Monday, which I thought was going to be Earth Monday, but then the eclipse lasted 2 extra turns, and, we should really develop some sort of predictive technology. But today, we got this thing is happening. We gotta push on this expansion victory. Everybody in the game just received a notification that I'm on the way toward a victory condition, and I am the first person to generate such a notification, despite the fact that we know other players are also close to a win. So, some eyes may be turning on us, and I'm nervous about that. We do have a situation now where we can build troops in our lands over here, in our sort of our home continent, very quickly, and we're gonna need to do that, I'm sure. And then also we gotta push on Engram. We're gonna get approximately one shot at this, so we need to be pretty smart about how we take it. I do not want to fight a prolonged war with Green, especially given that they have a huge, powerful city with an upgraded industrial megapole and stuff. Once the war starts, troops are gonna pour out of this thing. We have to figure out exactly how we are going to manage that. So, we have some morale penalties, right? When do these run out? We also just have a very large number of total effects on us. Okay, -3 morale on units from an infiltration action for 2 more turns. So, gonna be pretty hard to win a battle, with that being the case. Have the other ones have already worn off, it looks like. The other ones were lower tier actions, so they had a shorter duration. Okay. So in 2 turns, we're going to gain 3 morale. In 3 or 4 turns, I think the Empire plan actually becomes effective the turn after you pay for it. So in 3 or 4 turns, we're going to get a significant attack percentage boost. And we need a little bit of time to maneuver people over here, so I think we're probably looking at, Geos is going to be done in 5. Geos is just not going to be able to be on the front lines. I don't know that we can afford to wait that long. But while we're waiting for things to line up and for these cities to be finished producing the basic things that they need to produce, we have to also be working on settlers. We have to, in these other cities, be producing settlers. We got to fill in the rest of our continent, and then we got to start taking, Savial and Itleni and moving north. It would probably be a good idea for us to settle Aduran. Is this cliff all along this border? No, okay, it's cliff along most of the border. All right, that's interesting. I think we probably want to put down a city in Aduran, pretty soon. Right here on the border. It's not a good place for a city to be, and obviously there is a spot over here with a ton of anomalies. But if we put down a city right here, it'll mean roads from Gleka and Stegarnal will run basically right up to Engram's doorstep, make it really easy to get the troops into position. Sadly, there is no way to build a road without building a city. So if we want those roads to run there, and we totally do, that's how we're going to have to do it. Yeah. We could, if we settle the city in Amenvar close to their city, it would have a more direct route from Hulkaj, which would currently need to run straight west like that, but Stegarnal won't connect to it because it has to be adjacent regions. So, settler over here. That's a good step to aim for. How much are we looking at on this still? 3,000 with about a quarter of that coming off every turn, so we're still not going to be able to buy this out next turn. We'll be able to buy it out the turn after. And we need to produce settlers. Okay, this we will buy out next turn. This should be no problem. And then maybe we can be producing settlers here. I know we don't have a ton of population, but that Aduran's got to get settled. We got to move Khazar and Fakir into more aggressive positions. And I'm trying to think ahead a little bit here of how are we going to do this? How are we going to actually fire the engagement? If we settle Aduran and move an Urkin to Brahma, we could potentially stop any troops that Green has out in the outer world from being able to reach Engram, but that still leaves them with 25 military units, one of which is a guardian. And so, I'm sorry, remember, an army, this 8 means there are 8 non-hero units in this army. The hero also matters a lot, actually, so it's more like 27. 28, one assumes there is a governor. Although, who knows if they've remembered to equip their governor appropriately. Lord knows I don't always. But we're not ready to move Khazar just yet. Can I move Khazar up? I think it only costs an action point to re-burrow. If we do the uproot. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to move Khazar forward a little bit. Just in case shenanigans do occur, and then reclaim the region. And that doesn't affect your migrate... Oh, well, we don't even get to see what the migrate timer is, because we do not have the action point necessary to perform it. I think I'm going to do the same thing with Fakir here. Let's just move you toward the source, the site of the conflict, the eventual site of the conflict. So Fakir's combat stats are still a little weak relative to what we'd like to see from an Urkin, but we do have all of these lice. We do have offense. Now, unfortunately, high damage, low toughness units are just going to have a bit of a rough go against Green's high initiative archer composition. You cannot really glass cannon an army of archers that has 100 initiative, right? Like, they're going to tear us apart on the early rounds before we can even get to them. I don't have a good solution for that. You lot probably don't really want to move anywhere, because I do need to, a very smart person pointed out that I do need to make sure that my armies actually have 8 units in them, so we probably need to fold some of these up, and the same thing's going on over here. Yeah, I guess for right now, we just push forward. Oh, one more thing I did want to check, actually, was, who is it that is on the end of their quest? Okay, it's Red. Red is the one who finished their faction quest, and now is potentially able to work on the Wonder Victory or the other one. So okay, they're working toward a quest victory, but I think they're gonna have a hard time. I can't remember. Do you have to visit all of the dust lights? Because there's one dust light inside our territory, and we have closed our borders to them, so it might be tricky for them to actually finish that. And if they start building the wonder, it'll appear here. This number tracks the percentage of that wonder they have finished. So we will know that. Right now, it doesn't look like anybody's working too hard on... Sorry, not working, but not making too much progress. Okay, so this is good information too. Blue is at 45 technologies finished and has been for quite some time. That means they are definitely working on an endless tech. At their rate of science output, if they were picking up other things, they would have continued moving up on this chart. So they are certainly working on their first endless tech. And you gotta imagine it's the plus science one, right? So like I said, we're on the clock here. We gotta build some... What do you call it? We gotta build some settlers and get some settling done. Oh, interesting. Proper roads. They do have road tech. Oh, maybe we don't need to hurry to settle this city. I just kind of assumed they wouldn't, because why? Because why? Because what would be the benefit to them? But I think these only appear if you have right-of-way. Alright, winter. Minus 30% major faction unit production cost, plus 30% minor. Hey! Seems pretty alright. That seems like it's gonna work. Okay, so we don't want to settle this city yet. We ideally would like to settle this city right after the turn flip over. That's a huge number of artillery ships. Okay, good information. Decrease morale, and decrease morale, enemy spies, getting away with everything because we have no security buildings. Alright, so we're just gonna have to fight through an infinite number of morale reductions. There's no way out of it. Ah well. Can I afford to... I can afford to pull people off of industry in some places, or off of influence in some places, right? I might actually put you back on influence. I'm gonna stop building things that require the higher tier strategics. Yeah, I guess just work on a burrow, but really what you're doing is making sure we're at where we need to be on influence, while we continue to build real hard on other things in other places. Okay. So this is the settler that will claim Fedoro. Next turn we'll have a couple more things done, and we'll build the settler that will claim Heward. And then probably the settlers that'll take Einar and Savial, right? Because we don't have time to build them over here. So we know we want to buy this out. Because I do want that adamantine income. Although, now that the math is a little bit different because winter started and our incomes are worse... Oh, no. We'll be able to buy this out now and still buy out that thing next turn. Could I get to this turn, though? It would be really nice to be done with this. And then just start pumping out troops in this city as quickly as possible. Can I generate 500 dust worth of sales off of something? I don't even know. Like, what do I want to sell? What is demand high on? We had some dust water and we sold it. Gold has a lot of demand, but it's also a low tier resource, so it's got kind of a bad base price. Honestly, though, we need to generate 500-ish dust. Do we have... There was an Urkin thing that requires dust to buy, or gold to buy. And it is a thing that we want. Let's just go ahead and unlock that now so I don't forget. Bonus initiative for my Urkin and my lice. Is that valuable? Will it get them high enough to... No, probably not. The lice are going to end up just a little bit short of where they need to act before anybody. So I'm not too worried about that one. This is removes penalties on Urkin due to winter. Okay, just don't sell all of the Quicksilver. I'm not going to fire it right now, but we may well end up wanting it. Okay, let's have you step down here. We're going to feed a couple of units into this army. Oh, I was trying to select just one here. Just a couple of bodies. Just move a couple in there. Same deal down here. Actually, let me... How many 4s do you have? Let me bounce all of these level 2s. Well, 4 of these level 2s anyway. And I'll take all of those. Okay. That's probably a better way to do that. You have all the highest level units that are available. And we can do some retrofits on just the Necro drone, I guess. Because, you know, Battleborn. I'm not going to worry about it right now. So we can afford to sell a bunch of the Quicksilver, which does not sell for very much at all. I definitely am not going to get use out of this. I don't know where I even found 6 hydromiel, but we can't make use of it. We can sell some of the Quicksilver, although I believe I'm not currently running a Quicksilver booster. And I sure would like to be. Well, I do think that the value of getting this thing done this turn is pretty high. We can sell some strategics. I know we go through titanium pretty quickly. What's my mining rate on that? 5 per turn? We make the Titan bones pretty fast. We make this stuff pretty fast too. Oh, and actually the market price on that is like actually very solid. And it remains very solid. Okay. National Craftworks, done. Let's start pumping out units. I do not have any dust to put units in the... It's fine. They'll carry over the bonus initiative from... Or the bonus industry from having the thing finished. Okay, so they're moving a lot of their units north. Hopefully with the intent of just moving them through and not parking them on the city. But they might. They might be parking them on the city. And I'm gonna try to step back a little bit with the visible armies in the hopes that I can provoke them to not hang out. And we can leave the stealthy armies nearby to keep an eye on what's going on. Although I don't want the stealthy armies necessarily to be adjacent to the border. Because I would prefer that the enemy not be able to just wander into seeing them. You guys fall back for a second. Look like you're pearl hunting. You actually are pearl hunting. Also, who the hell is this? Is this part of a quest that I have? There's a guardian in Hylomen. But that's it right now. As for guardians, they're never gonna destroy the other volcano former because it will give me 40 adamantium, and they're spiteful monsters. Makes sense to me. I don't actually think that's a bad play. Yeah, let's go get some pearls. I could certainly use some pearls. Hooray! The Skyfin leveled up. Skyfins do love pearl gathering. Do we see any more around here? There's some down there. We can actually move around very easily along the road, but I don't think I actually want to go any further. And who else has movement? You have movement, and you're probably not going in. I think you're probably exactly where you need to be. Okay, so winter has screwed everything up for everyone. I hate it. Quausk can produce a settler in merely 8 turns. That'll do. Alright, it's gonna be kind of slow going, but I think we gotta start pumping them out here. There's a lot of territory that needs to be claimed. Keep in mind, once the war is over, the purchasing of settlers can be our sole use of dust. So things will tighten up on that front a little bit. How long are those morale penalties? They're like 3 turns, or... Oh, they were little baby infiltration actions, though. They're going to run out only a single turn after the other one does. Okay, so that's not so bad. That's not even a big deal. Alright, so Holkaj is now feeling very effective. Able to pump out a lot of stuff very quickly. Alright, Silali did not unveil any spies, so it's possible that we just actually drove that spy out, that they pulled him out of the city for fear that he would be wounded too badly. It's a shame. We're all going to just barely miss winter immunity. +1 accessory slot on the hero is not very good, but it's on the way to all the good stuff, so... And even more spy actions. Velterra's has its population decreased. Okay. So we know Velterra has a spy in it. That's a shame. We really don't want to do a roundup in Velterra. But we may just not have a choice, honestly. Man, I don't want to slow down that Geos. Well, no, we gotta get him out of there. Okay, it added a turn. That's not so bad. A lot of the industry is coming from non-citizen sources. Let me walk over here. I do wanna have eyes on people potentially leaving this region. You're just gonna grab everything. It is so wonderful to have a Skyfin. I'm a huge fan. Unfortunately, there's not really like any kind of camouflage we can do with these troops. I don't want them to be more than a move away from the combat site, so we're just gonna kind of have to keep them close. On this side, we can hang out at the city. Does Gleka have a governor? Probably should, huh? We should probably move somebody over here. Who among you? Who is our most productive governor? It's probably Endom, right? Well, Endom is running Lenfell, which is not, like, a bad thing for a governor to be doing, but I think I am going to move him over here. Oh, right, he's poisoned. So actually, I don't want to reassign him right now, because we're going to have to buy him back and then assign him in a minute, and I don't want his cooldown to be running. So, okay, after he gets wounded out, we'll assign him to Gleka. And then these troops can just... I'm going to put them in the garrison, and they can be providing XP per turn. Alright, and you're going to start building military units. Probably not a Geos. That's probably not a good idea. But, like, some foragers and stuff. Gosh, I'm concerned about the low stats of my units relative to the stats of our enemies. The production of modern... The production of modern Battleborn would be very helpful. We have to actually be able to take enemies down in order to do that, so it's going to be somewhat reliant on the presence of upgraded troops. You're sneaky. I'm going to just keep you right there. You're going to grab this pearl. Aha, it's mine. And now, retreat. Maybe I should hang him just out of their range. Just try to bait some of them away from the city. I don't know. Oh, there's an inconvenient cliff. We'll just surge back and forth a little bit. Alright, so I'm pretty sure where I want to put the city down is right here for the purposes of building the dock. So I don't really want you to move. Okay, so the armies that have movement left are doing the right things. In Lenfell, the production line has been completed. Oh, right, I was going to say, really, has it? That number seems wrong, but right, we're currently running a thing here. Well, I do believe the time has come for the production of the military units. Let's make a couple of Necrodrones. The Necrodrones will get where they're going pretty quickly. I guess they both get where they're going pretty quickly, given the roads and everything. Yeah, we're gonna need a lot of military units. It'll be nice when I'm no longer in roundup mode in so many of my cities. So we're actually 100% good on industry, or on influence already, right? We can currently build the thing we need to build. And that's a dust light. So, let's, oh, wow. Very effective. Let's put forth some units here. They're going to have a little bit of a longer trip, but we're very, very fast along our roads due to endless mechanisms. And then you, I think, are building a settler. Stuff on the west coast here is gonna be building a lot of settlers. So Juliarn goes to Fedoro. Hime and Selali probably cross. The one from Oivin or the one from Quausk can be the one that takes Hawird, and whichever one doesn't can grab Itleni. Yeah, something like that. Once Rouster finishes producing this Hyperium extractor, it can also get on the task of army. Okay. Getting close. It's going to be a short winter. The winter could end at any moment. I don't think it's particularly beneficial to us to be fighting during the winter. I don't think it matters very much. Okay, yep, that's hero injured. We knew that was happening. Ululani Raui has... yeah, just stats up for city. Build more thing in city, please. Feeds on bones, also would like to build more thing in city, and I think we're just going to go ahead and get the other half of the cost reduction in Lenfell. The line has run out, and what has that done to my overall approval value? It's fine. The answer is, it's fine. Okay, we finished this. Is it just plus 15% life on all of my units? I have to think that that's going to be very high value. Plus 1 movement. We're probably okay on movement. We have a bunch of sources of movement already. You actually do, with this, you can get fractional points of strategic resources. It doesn't display them, but it does keep track of them. Hold on, let me... Sorry. Before I do something silly and end up being sad, let me go ahead and, like, grab this. And that does not leave enough room... No, not quite. That's fine. We're not going to be building a lot of buildings anymore anyway. Alright, let's commit that. Just wanted to make sure I wasn't going to accidentally pay 290 influence that we couldn't afford. I think I'm just going to take 15% bonus max HP on all of our units. Welcome aboard, friends. Okay, Lenfell did not find any spies. They probably noticed the rising security value and pulled their spy out, which is kind of the outcome that you want. I don't know what the hell this thing's doing, but it's making me nervous. And I do not see your armies anymore. Why is that? Huh. What happened here? Alright, well now that we've paid, let's go ahead and commit this. Stegarnal needs right-of-way purchased immediately. It does not need all this focus, but we gotta keep at least one person on food so the city doesn't starve out. Alright, so we're about to have functional roads here. And we managed to burn away the fungus just in time. Actually, the village that is... This village up here is still providing us a point of population. So it turns out burning that fungus didn't really do anything. I was kind of just hoping this guy would bait some of their armies away from the city. Because again, getting them away from the city feels like a pretty unambiguous good. Alright, let's go get it. Yeah! So they've moved a bunch of their armies to places that we don't see. They could be employing the same stealth nonsense technology that I'm employing. It would seem to be the wise thing to do. Okay, you're at max with 5 lice, so you might generate one more. Khazar could generate up to 2 more. I like the fact that each Urkin's lice are similar in appearance to the producer. I think that's cool. So we can't declare war this turn. We literally don't even have the option, I think. Because it costs... Oh no, it doesn't even cost that much. Oh, right, it's cheaper for us to do diplomatic declarations during the winter on account of one of the winter effects. I think we do want to... How much is it going to cost to buy back our friend? Oh, not even that much. I want to go ahead and throw Andom in here to help boost this city up. Let's buy this out because we do want the Adamantian income and then start producing units here. Oh my. Or, alternatively, do not do that because it will not help to do that. It's not useful to declare resources in that way. The city is not ready for that kind of stuff. Well, in that case, what do we do? What could we do that is useful? We could build some really basic buildings. Alright, I was really hoping this city was going to be able to contribute. I mean, I knew it was going to be slower. But, okay. A shame. This forager is done and needs to get over here. Oh, right, the city needs to build a dock as well. Where is the dock? And that's the thing we need to buy out next turn. Or this turn, I suppose, with a little bit of selling. 21 quests, we're getting there. I might just grab state-approved theater. We are not going to have time to build things very much at this point. Okay, you finished your proliferator, and it needs to get over here. Oh yeah, this is going to work out just fine. We did a good job with the road network. Rouster is on potentially troop production. How long will it take you to build stuff? Actually, given how long it's going to take to build military units here, I think we're probably just building a settler. It can help fill in some of this stuff. It can, like, this can be how we settle Aderon after we move Khazar north. That can be the plan. Hellcraft should definitely start producing another unit. I kind of want to just go deep on Forgers, so like 317 health with 122 defense. They have way less attack than the Necrodrones do, but they're definitely more survivable. The Necrodrones also just have 30% more base damage to go with that attack. Slower, though. Yeah, I'm going to focus heavily on Foragers for the moment. And, like, is it next turn? Is it this turn? We can technically afford to do it. Hold on, did I... All the cities are building stuff, right? No, Urunqua's not. Urunqua is probably just in settler mode as well. Yeah. As is Marilon? We're gonna need a whole lot of settlers. Right, we gotta put down 12 cities to win the game, so... The number that we're producing right now isn't even enough. We're gonna buy a bunch of these out, and then we're gonna have to build more. Okay, so that's how much money we have left. Let's talk about selling some things to get me to buying out these docks immediately. I do kind of want to run a Quicksilver booster. We're actually getting kind of close on this. I don't know that it's going to matter anymore. Because I think we're going to end up just trying to punch through the wall anyway. But that's interesting. Can I sell more grass silk at good prices? Oh, I totally can. Okay. Is that enough to buy out the dock? Okay. So now we have a pathway here where units can easily get up out of the water. Okay. Good, 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 good. So we can't see most of their units. The smart way to do this would be to attack, like, the Guardian first and then go after the city. And I know they closed their borders to us, but there are some unusual rules regarding the movement of stealthed armies. A stealth army can break a closed border. It's just that if they get seen by any enemy stuff, they get sent home. But I could stealth this army forward a little bit, like to here, with the intention of declaring war and jumping the Guardian. The problem is we don't know how the Guardian's going to move on Green's next turn, which makes that it's a little tricky to know where it will be safe for me to stand. Well, you don't get warped out until the end of the turn anyway, so even if I move forward and they do see me, it might be too late. And next turn's when the morale stuff wears off, right? Or did it all wear off already? Was this turn the one where it wears off? I do wish that these were arranged a little bit more sensibly, a little bit less arbitrarily. They're probably just in order of application or something, right? I don't know. No, probably not. Looking at how they are, some of these are from our last Empire booster, which would be well before these things. So I don't know. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna step forward here. We're gonna give ourselves an in to maybe get aggressive. Ah, I see. Some of their armies jumped in the ocean. Why would they do that for? Why would they do that? Very strange. Uproot and approach. Oh, this is... that's all the approach I have this turn. And then reroute. You're good. You're gonna... stand where the fire guy is right now. No, you're not. Is that Yeah, that's a ruin. You can't stand on that. Well, inconvenient. You're gonna stand right there, I guess. So yeah, the next turn might be the declaration turn. Also, did I manage to pay exactly 100% of our dust for that buyout? That's wild. Okay. Did I miss one? Oh, Uarden. Well, given that all you could be working on right now is a settler, I guess produce a settler? You get one out pretty quickly. Because all of our units have dust costs. Yeah, get a settler out pretty quickly, we'll fill something in. I don't know what, but we do have to get to work on that. I don't know how much time we have, but it's not as much as we would like, I know that. Alright, so this might be the turn. Depending on what Green's units do, we might have our best possible opening here. I was not expecting them to fall back in the way that they did. If that unit gets back on land, or if that army gets back on land, things could be a little risky. If it sails away, we're just going, I think. Let's let them have their move. What is this? Okay. They sailed away. Okay, so I do think that this is our moment to pounce. This is the Karis that is running Kalal. I mean, I guess do that. Is it morale? Nope, it is Green getting a spy injured, killing my... This is just Watchtower vision, right? Yeah, I don't know what the value of that was. Okay. So 6 units plus a hero plus a hero on 480 points of... 480 points of, what do you call it? Fortification. I mean, it's not going to be a free win. It's certainly not going to be the thing we were hoping for. And it's weird that Gleka made a road connection to Engram, but... Oh no, okay, there are roads here. They're just not... There we go. So we had to zoom in and see them to get the game to draw them the rest of the way. Yeah, look at how fast we are now. Look at how much space we can cover in a turn. It's actually a little silly. This army was in the ocean. Yeah, you get in the ocean. Look at that connection. Man, logistics technology. I feel a little silly saying it, because I used to work into actual logistics technology, and it's a boring nightmare. So I can't help but recall those days when I shout things excitedly about logistics now, and it feels like I'm working for the man all over again. So how do we want to do this? What's the right approach? I want to jump this hero first. I definitely don't want to start by fighting the city. I want to jump this tiny army here. Can you get him this turn? Huh. I wonder if there is, in fact, a stealth something in that tile, because I don't know why I can't move to it. Like, it'll let me plan movements 2 tiles around it, but not to it. Also, when I mouse over it, the game's performance gets noticeably worse. That's strange. Why is that happening? This tile, too. Huh. Okay. Let's move to here. Oh, they have a watchtower. That's the problem. I'm not allowed to move to there because with closed borders, we can't move to there. Okay, but I can still move to here. So we are going to be able to jump this guy after the war declaration. Do you have any movement left? No, you're all out. Okay. I think let's do it. I think that we should do it. So it's not going to be useful to try to build units here, right? Yeah, not really. You can rebuild population though. That's a thing that's of value. All of this stuff is going as it's going. We don't need to put a unit in the queue anywhere. I'm gonna put a military unit in the queue behind this thing. just to have already paid that dust. In case we decide we want to buy something else out later, I want to know exactly how much loose dust I have. So you lot want to run up the road here. We can combine this into a single 8-unit army. And then a thing I'm thinking is that it might be a good idea to hire on another combat hero if we can afford one. How expensive are they right now? They're probably like... Okay, so like 1,200. You're much more expensive. This is a hero that somebody was using and sold to the marketplace, I'm assuming, is why that's the case. Like, do you have gear? Yeah. Okay, so 1,200-ish. What I would really like is a support hero that already has some levels on him. There's not a huge number of options here, really. Basically you, High Inquisitor Asala Arca, with Army Initiative Boost 2. Because I want to be able to drop 2 points into Keen Observer. We do have a hero who has bonus reinforcement positions on their skill tree, but they're actually not high enough level to get it yet. It'll only be a single skill point. Oh, and actually we're like right at the edge. Okay, so that's coming along. But I still, like, we have so many units in total, I want to make sure we have 4 reinforcement points. So throwing a leveled up support hero on this army, and having this army be the one that pushes the city, after we have this army attack this guy, just to sort of disqualify him from participation, I think is the right way to do it. So do we have enough stuff to sell to be able to afford Asala Arca? Is this stuff still selling? Well, it is. People love... grass silk. Oh, what am I doing? That's the marketplace is where we needed to be to do that thing. So, Asala Arca, welcome to the team. Your gear is going to be crummy, because I don't have the money to assign you very much. Let's drop 2 points into that skill right now. So 4 reinforcement flags, bringing in reinforcements just twice as quick. And you'll be able to make it to right here. Yep. Okay. I probably do want to fix your equipment. Let me get a sense of what we actually want to do with you. So, how much dust does this... Okay, it's like 100-ish. If I give you that, it's not actually any different. Okay. So we may as well talk about equipping you with better stuff. Although, quest items do not require any dust to equip. So how does this compare? This has got to be better, right? 107 attack plus 50% attack versus like... Yeah. Quest items are just really good. Let's just go ahead and apply that now. That's happening. And then obviously I'd like to give you some some armor if we can. So the difference between the dust gear and the iron gear isn't that big. I mean, every little bit helps. Let's see, that chest piece is 30 dust, this one's 83. I'm gonna try to figure out exactly what we want to put on you. And then, I mean, like, obviously I'd like to go improved life. Shouldn't there be for heroes? Yeah, there's totally an army health boost trinket. I forgot about this. It should be showing. There's a bug that for some reason causes it not to. Which you can fix by hitting show obsolete. So yeah, we should definitely have these on all of our heroes. 378 dust. I might be able to make that happen. We still have some grass silk, for one thing. That'll help. And then, like, this is a critical moment. It is worth going kind of big here. That said, boy, stuff sure does get less valuable as you sell it. So let's give Asala Arca all of those things that we were just looking at. A personal improved life ring, an improved life buff for the army. Okay, and then our other 2 people do not have the life ring either, and they absolutely should. Although one of them can no longer equip it because they're in enemy territory. So yeah, Army Health Boost 2 is plus 25, plus 10%. So, significant. You're going to feel that, especially across 8 units. Yeah, and I can't change your equipment because you're in enemy territory. Alright, let's do it. I'm pretty sure green will have no response. I think all of green's units have used up all of their movement. So, we declare... They're feeling leery. Why is that? Fungal bloom disposed, aggression. My Urkin was attacked. You put a bunch of Urkins around my city. Yep, it's all it's all very sensible. Good thinking. Hey, surprise. It's time. It's time for the thing to happen. Oh, and as such, Pink has declared war on me. Interesting. Okay. Well, Geos is probably going to end up being part of this front, then. Shit, that caught me a little off guard. That's smart, though. They have a lower number of cities. They're envious. What is their army looking like? Huge. Terrifyingly huge. Alright. Okay. Alright. Well, is what it is. Let's do violence. Let's murder a whole lot of people. So, we're gonna launch this attack. I think I want to launch it from this side. Definitely gonna move the armies in first. So I'm not gonna put the city under siege, because I kind of want them to come out and try to help. We gotta make sure that we're in reinforcement range. Okay. Let's uproot you as well. Okay, so if you want to be close enough, you gotta get all the way over here. Photios is not actually in the spot yet. I do feel a little bad for green. So to be clear... Actually, maybe I do... You know what? Never mind the thing I just said. I am going to siege the city. We're just going to go 8v1 here and not include anything as reinforcements. Because the city units... Oh, interesting. It is acting like the city units can show up to the battle. They shouldn't be able to, because the city is sieged. But maybe because this unit's adjacent to the city... So hold on. If I don't include you... I thought that we could use an army to hold the reinforcements inside the city. You'll have to forgive me. I'm still a little rusty. Right now we're looking at 133 points of fortification reduction, and that's without even having everything adjacent. So I'm going to go ahead and commit everything to this battle. There's two choices here, right? We turn off all of the reinforcements and just have this army go at that dude. If green chooses not to employ reinforcements... my initial thought was green would not be able to reinforce, this guy would have to retreat. That would spend his action point, and then we could just attack the city with the entire rest of the force. But if they're allowed to actually use these units as reinforcements, then we have to make sure we put in enough forces to this battle that we can still win the battle cleanly with all this stuff up. I am surprised that it's 4 militia. I guess I forgot how many militia generating improvements there are, so he really doesn't really have any units in the city. So the right play here is commit enough reinforcements to this battle that we can win if he does pull the reinforcements forward, but leave enough out that we can also win a battle against the city if he chooses not to use the city units and he just does the retreat thing. But any unit that is declared as a reinforcement for this battle is going to lose their action point. Maybe I do still just have it be Feeds on Bones' army. Or maybe we declare everybody. Let this just go the way it's going to go. And then start next turn with an attack on Engram, missing 154 points of fortification. Do you still have movement? You do still have movement. So we're not even including your 42 fortification damage. Yeah, I don't mind spending next turn's action point on this. I'm just going to go ahead and hit go. Okay, and it looks like they actually do want to do it, so hitting go was definitely the right move. So, they are going to be pulling their entire force out of these 2 tiles a little bit at a time. And our job here is to get to those tiles and shut that down. We don't necessarily need to fight a big battle right now. Alright, I was trying to click this unit to move it around, but it's not actually part of the thing. Also, I'm so surprised that they did this that I didn't, like, order my reinforcements optimally, probably. Because, like, why would they agree to do this fight? Yeah, so you get in there. You try to attack that unit. Let's just, like, pin them, right? And everybody else move forward. Yeah, lots of you try to get to the ranged. Yeah, I sort of can't believe that they were willing to do this battle with reinforcements and everything. They have a lot of faith in their units. Oh, right, you can't use the necrophages to lock up the space back there because the necrophages have lower initiative than everybody else. Alright, so your job is going to be to close this up. Most of you should just try to kill that ranged unit. Actually, some people have to kill that. You should definitely shoot at the ranged unit. And yeah, all the fleas and stuff are going to do fine work here. Okay, so it turns out all the good military units we're currently in the process of building are going to the war with Pink. And also several of our armies probably are headed back home to help with that. I cannot believe that they sailed their army out, and I think they took units out of this garrison too, right? Like, that seems very strange to me. Alright, so we'll get 2 more of their units in here on the reinforcement pads, then we'll fight them. These are their actual units with the good initiative values, unfortunately. So remember, any of our units that aren't necrophages are potentially vulnerable to the disease. I noticed some of the fleas have caught it and are bleeding health, which is unfortunate. Get him, Chaka. Actually, Chaka might not be able to move forward. Well, it turns out it doesn't matter. One of my units stood on the reinforcement pad, and now we've blocked both of them, so we get no additional enemies trickling in. I mean, it's fine. We can easily close this out with a battle at the beginning of next turn, right? They actually just have their hero left. Your action point is still up. You were included as reinforcements in that battle. I could just close this, though, right? Probably. Can I get this unit? Am I not allowed to attack? It looks like it actually won't let me attack with Khazar. Okay, I have to attack that tile. I'm not sure why. Maybe this one's not actually finished. Maybe it's not a full district yet. So you have 0.9 movement. I could get you over 1 space. Can I make you stand here? No, I'm basically spent all of your movement. Okay, we're not going to be able to get this Battleborn. So it's like, can Khazar plus 2 lice deal with that hero and his 480 fortification? I guess there's no reason to even try it. We'll just burn him at the beginning of next turn. It's cool. And some of you may want to go home, actually. Like, we might want Chaka to jump back to Fudoro and then unburrow and come up to the front. Because it may be time for real war. Like, gosh, I don't want to have to deal with Pink. After green dies at the beginning of this coming turn, we'll try to negotiate with pink a little. So I am gonna have the Urkin step back. I can't reburrow this turn anyway. So we're gonna have to reburrow the turn. We're gonna have to reburrow on 102 and then migrate on 103. That's unfortunate. Okay, it is doable though. I guess actually we may as well leave you adjacent to the city for a second for the fortification damage, because you actually have a fair amount. All right, so the battle gets initiated by High Inquisitor Asala, and that is the very first thing that happens at the beginning of this coming turn. I do not wait for anything else. I do have to wait until the turn actually starts to issue the order, though. And see, she's allowed to attack this tile. I don't know why this is being so weird about our Urkin. Okay. Attack is committed. Red has begun to build the temple. Well, we may have to do that with our army. Okay, blue also declared war on me. That's... well... why is blue declaring war on me? That doesn't make any sense. I'm not the right target for their nonsense. Alright, so let's not include the Urkins, because the Urkins have other things to spend their action points on. But yeah, we can... I'm just going to auto-resolve this. This is obviously over. Alright, all opposing troops have been destroyed, as has green. As has all of green's nonsense. And now, we are in a good position to spread quickly over a significant portion of this land, but we have to do something about this. I mean, it's a good thing that we built up all of this combat capacity, because we're going to need it all. Strikes far, I mean, yeah, grab the winter immunity. It's probably not going to be active for that much longer, but every little bit helps. Okay, now we have Rallying Call. We have two different armies that can engage and produce that buff, which is wonderful. Veltaire has produced a Geos who probably just needs to move north and be ready for attacks from green and blue. Can pick up some pearls on the way over there. Who else has done a thing? Settler in Uarden. Forager in Holkaj. I guess you're running up to join these armies? Because we do still have combat that has to go on this continent. You, though... you, I'm going to move around to one of these cities over here. I think Mirawan and Jethat, we have to be ready for incursions. I guess Uarden as well. Probably just these three cities, though. So any terrestrial army we're putting together lives over here. Alright, Veltaire. Why can I not build anything? Oh, because dust. Oh, right. I'm walking across lava flows. Yep, that makes sense. That did happen. So we don't have any money. Build me a red sang extractor real quick. We'll have money again shortly. Presently. So... you build a thing that produces money? Like, for one turn? Just do something else for one turn, and then we'll figure out what to do next. And ideally, it should be something small, so we carry over most of the turns. Most of the turns' production. Okay, so let's have a quick look at this city. It has a lot of stuff, as you might imagine. A lot of big bonus stuff. Climatology Guild, that's cool. That's going to help us with that predictive stuff. Cryometric monitors, also very useful in that way. A dust transmuter. I mean, when this city is no longer miserable, it's going to be producing crazy output for us. And it has 25 points of population. So for the moment... Unfortunately, it is probably... Yeah, it's hurting our total Empire happiness pretty badly. Because the way the Empire approval value is arrived at is weighted... It's not a straight average of all of your cities. It's your cities... All of your cities' approval mixed together, but weighted by population. So the biggest city in our empire being the unhappiest is a real bummer. Hopefully they'll come around quickly. We certainly don't need this city to be this focused on food. You know what this city needs really badly is a production line. And also... How did you just not... Oh, right, because they were extracting these things, but they were extracting them with Irken technology. Which is not real extractors. So all that stuff kind of matters. A cargo dock would be okay. This is all stuff to think about, but nothing really is more important than that production line getting finished, I don't think. Okay. Stegarnal was building a watchtower? Was it? Is that a thing that I... Okay, whatever. So... Oh, also... We get to search ruins now. Hooray! Get 26 population or more in one of your cities within the next 15 turns. Why, I think we just might. So, that's a weird quest, but I'll take it. So we need to march up here and deal with Ravode. Ravode and Tid, while they're both still small and weak. And then from there, we can potentially put pressure on Blue, maybe? I mean, Blue's army is going to be terrifying, right? There's no two ways about that. And I'm not 100% sure what to do with the Irkens now. Because I do think that it's less clear than it was a moment ago. We probably want to keep them over here for... I guess there's not a big cost to keeping them over here for the moment. This proliferator is gonna try to catch up as quickly as it can. Because on any turn where we have our action point left, we could suddenly warp them over. But you can't use the burrow over on a region that has a city in it, I believe. You have to go to a neutral. So Fudoro is maybe not a thing we actually want to fill in. Right, because an Irken who burrows into, like, right here or right here can get to the road network very quickly. So yeah. Let's go ahead and pop this settler out, and we're going to actually have this settler just grab Howard, maybe? Or maybe we want to start grabbing stuff that's far away from the people who are hostile to us currently? Well, in either case, your movement is this. We'll figure out the particulars later. Okay, cool. Just run through some pearls. A bunch of ruins that were not searchable before have become searchable. Of course, none of them are going to have any stuff in them, it turns out. I have no idea what to expect from this combined blue and pink war. I think this is going to get really ugly. But we don't necessarily have to beat them. We just have to survive them, essentially. We do need to take some territory off of blue. Right, let's run you forward and have you settle. Do the same thing here, I guess. So we can have some friendly territory for our units to be moving forward through. I guess it doesn't matter, because we're already at war with everybody. No territory is safe. But even so. Okay, you can join up with this army that already doesn't have any movement points left. And then they will form up on the proliferator and march forward. And who else still has movement? Geos. Sadly, I do not know... Oh, right, if Geos is standing on top of a district, it can buff the city's fortification. We probably do need to, like, research some defensive techs now. That's probably, after State-Approved Theater, that's probably where we turn as we go back, and we pick up the technologies that let us build up more effective fortifications so that we have time to respond to enemy movement. That is once per empire, a pretty serious amount of fortification. There's one back here that's 100 points, and I mean, it'll research nice and quick, so. That probably is not directly relevant. It is worth noting, I haven't bothered to pick up any of this stuff, but there are all of these buildings that increase the experience that units are generated with, so that you can be producing even higher level units. Leveling up is worth a lot of stat points in this game. The difference between a low level unit and a high level unit is significant. So, we need to march this army north. We need to burn some of Blue's stuff down as quickly as we can while it's still weak. We also may need to eliminate Red from the game because they might be able to Temple of the Earth's Core really quickly. We have no idea what their city looks like. Right now we're showing 1%. Let's hit end turn here. We're gonna end the video at the beginning of this coming turn. But I wanna see what the progress on Red's Wonder is from doing that. So do we do everything else that we need to do this turn? Yeah, we're waiting for some income. Okay. And we have a very complicated set of decisions that we have to make here. Also, I just got an achievement. And it kind of looks like it's an achievement for having all 3 of the Urkins, but one wonders why I didn't get it before. So we've had them for a while. Okay, Blue just finished the science tech. The capital did not find any units. What is this? There's just neutrals? There's just neutrals that still exist? Ridiculous. We're not doing anything, we're not making any decisions, I just wanted to see this. Wonder 4%. Okay. So they're not doing it very quickly. Also, decrease morale level 4. -2 morale for 4 turns. Annoying, but something we can probably deal with. Alright, I think that this is where we're going to call it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. We were setting up for a much more grand showdown than we ended up having with Green. And part of that is just, like I'm always saying, you're watching for periods where you can combine a moment of relative strength for you with a moment of relative weakness for your enemies, and Green just presented us with a moment of relative weakness. We had not really powered up yet, you know, in terms of getting, like, units with actual good stats into battle, but, like, I don't know. They just decided that it was not worth surviving, and so they didn't. When you come back, hopefully later today, for Auriga Tuesday's episode, which may well align with Earth Tuesday, we're going to have to continue pushing very aggressively here. But I have hope. I think that this is still doable. I know that we have other players pressing hard on their victory conditions, but I think we can be faster. If we can take these 2 blue cities, I think we can be faster. So come back next time for that, and we'll see you then.